Hello! Today I'm going to do a really simple card. It was for an inspiration challenge on Splitcoaststampers. I'm just going to do it a little bit different from the original. So this is the card that I submitted for the challenge. And as far as the inside of this card, I think this card is perfect for a white gel pen type of personal sentiment. I also made a variation on it that stands up like this. So this is the portrait version. Again, I would enjoy writing in a white gel pen right here. I think that would be perfect. I like the way the embossing, which I hope you can see, the embossing will show through on the back as a deboss. So I really enjoyed that. And at the end of the video, I'll put the inspiration piece, in other words, what inspired me, which was actually an ottoman. Okay, so this is really easy to do. That is 5.5 by 8.5, a long strip of white paper, and some ribbon. I've also used, I've already done this, I've taken this little tiny label die and I've made a few labels so that I can stamp thank you on one of the labels. Okay, so what am I going to do with this first is I'm going to fold it in half to make my card base. And then carefully with a bone folder, I'm just going to crease that down. So now I have my card base. Now I want to take some of the card base off because I'm going to actually put the lattice under the front of the card. So with my Fiskars cutting tool, I'm going to cut off. You can do 1.5 inches or you can do 2 inches. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1.5 inches. Okay, and that was a decision I just made right then. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to emboss half of this that's left. So I'm going to pull out my big shot. Make my sandwich. Now when I make this sandwich, you can't see as far back. I am just going to put the paper basically a little bit more than halfway into the folder like this. So it's closed around the end, and then I fold around back so that it goes through the big shot without an issue. And then I'm going to run that through the big shot. I have this on a bad surface for doing this, but I'm being lazy. I don't want to take my desk apart. Okay, so then I can pull that out, remove the big shot, and when I take this out of the folder, I have that emboss at the very top. Now there was something on my folder that's happened to me before, because I'll sometimes put inks in my folder, so I'm just going to take a brush and brush out my emboss area so it has no dust or anything in it. So that's fine. And again, I hope you can see the embossing. Perhaps you can see it better on the back. Now I'm going to do my lattice. I'm using a Martha Stewart punch today, and I always use a longer paper, so don't ever cut first with this punch down to the size of the paper because you need the extra. So I start in the middle and then I line up one of the sides and go over, and then I line up the other side and finish it. If you do make a mistake, you usually can repair it, or don't use the piece of the mistake. So let me just show you what I mean. So So right here I made a little bit of a mistake. You see how it's off? So I have some space left over to kind of do the other end. And only on video do I make that kind of mistake. It's really funny. Okay. So I have all this extra paper, so that's why I do this with a long piece of paper, so that I can make sure that no matter how messed up I get some of it that's right. So I'm just going to cut off my mistake. Okay, and now I can see what I'm doing. So basically what I'm going to do is lay this under here like that, and you can see how this is going to go on. So it's going to go on like that. So I could have cut this down further, I can see there. Or there's no rule. If this is going to be a portrait card, for instance, I don't have to have it go all the way over. So it could have a gray border on that side as well. The best way to adhere this is to take snail adhesive and put it at the very top of the white strip. Then lay that piece down on the inside of the card. If you want it to be lined up with the edge, you can just put it against the edge here and you'll know it's straight, and against the edge on the bottom. Okay, I want to move this over a little, so I'm actually going to move it up, and then I'm going to press this down like that. Okay, next I'm going to cut off the extra, and I actually like to use my big scissors. This way I can cut in one swoop. Okay, I don't want to cut twice because I might not get it even to be expected. So now I'm going to take my piece of ribbon, I'm going to wrap it around this edge here, and I'm going to tie a knot. Alright, after I tie my knot, I'm going to stamp thank you in basic gray. And this is one of the little tiny thank you stamps from one of my stamp sets. So I'm just going to stamp it towards the bottom of the label. And then I'm going to take a little piece of white string to attach it. And what I like to do with this label, because it doesn't always punch out the hole, is I'll just take my paper piercer to pull that hole out. And now I can string that with what was exciting. Okay, and then I'm going to take it and literally tie it to the ribbon at the location of the knot. And I'm going to put a bow. And everybody's kind of different on how they prefer this to be, what the positioning is. Do whatever, you know, whatever floats your boat. Do that. I like to do a bow. Not too big, not too small, just kind of whatever size. I like the layering of the ribbon with the string. I don't know why, but that pleases me. And then I got a little bit of dust on here, and that's the card. So I'm just going to move this up just a little bit. Either use snail or monoglue to just add a little bit of snail to the seam between the lattice and the paper, and that will resolve that problem. You can have your thank you come on either side. And there's the card for today. Again, I would think this would be great using a white gel pen inside to write your message, and it's pretty neat on the back as well. So that's today's card. Thank you for coming.